Let me make this clear. I do not think anyone on Sorare actually values their gallery in Ethereum. So yeah, a pretty bold intro, but hear me out on this one, because I think we might be closer to agreeing than you may think. So let me start with a couple of obvious truths, right? You cannot avoid Ethereum if you are playing Sorare. Your cards are sold in Ethereum, your listings are adjusted to Ethereum prices, any bids you put on will adjust with the Ethereum price, right? Completely agreed, I'm sure we're all there. Even if you transfer your Ethereum straight to an exchange, transfer that into fiat, which I don't really think anyone's doing, you still have those couple of minutes exposure and the gas fees it's going to cost you, right? So let's just agree we have exposure to Ethereum. So now we've started on an agreeable thing, let's get into the discussion, right? Because people are saying that, I value in Ethereum, I value in fiat, half and half, do what you want, kind of as you please. I thought that's fine, people can have their opinions, and this one's mine. The people that value in Ethereum are not truly valuing in Ethereum. They may value their cards back to Ethereum, but that doesn't mean they are valuing their cards in Ethereum. To value your cards in Ethereum, one Ethereum is one Ethereum, no matter how many US dollars it costs, no matter how many sterling it costs, right? There is no market in the world that truly values everything in Ethereum. However, we do have markets that get very close to that. I would argue the Board Apes are the closest, and if I had to put a number on it, I'd say about 80 to 90% actually value their apes in Ethereum. And how I can prove this is the dramatic price rises and the dramatic price falls. The only real people available to spend this much money on a picture of an ape are people that understand NFTs and people that have enough money to buy them in Ethereum. Of course, wealthy individuals can transfer to Ethereum and gain that knowledge, that's completely possible, but the large majority of buyers are cryptocurrency, millionaires, billionaires, basically wealthy cryptocurrency individuals. What this means is that when the price of Ethereum goes down compared to US dollars, compared to sterling, it does not make them more attractive to 80, 90% of the buyers. It is exactly the same price. This can be double harsh because when the value of Ethereum goes down and the ETH price goes down, you get double hit. You lose twice the money. That's why we're seeing 80%, 75% falls in the value of these NFTs. They are still incredibly valuable. Please do not get caught up in this whole, if they have no utility. The Bored Apes do have utility. This is why, they've sold for over £1 million. This is why they had a floor above 250,000 US dollars consistently. How this point links back to Sorare, you can use any player graph you like. I'm going to use Marquinhos here as an example. The prices do not take that double harsh movement. When ETH gets less valuable, card prices then become more valuable. They adjust back to their fiat prices. You can see this in everyday life. If people did not adjust for Ethereum prices, there would be 40, 50% dips here, right? You'd be seeing, dots here. Because, people that claim to value in Ethereum would be putting their, Marquinhos up at whatever they were happy to sell their last Marquinhos at. What people actually do is base all of their last sale in fiat off the last sale. So what you can see here is that I managed to pick up a bargain, a 20% discount on Marquinhos because of an ETH price fall. ETH prices absolutely affect the price of Sorare cards because the last sale will then be based off that sale. You can see it happen again when ETH fell even more. Everyone was valuing their cards off the last sale, because the prices are pegged to the ETH price, which shows the fiat adjustment at the time. So when ETH rises in price, you then see the fiat prices pick up again. That point can get a little confusing. So let me just conclude 2 points from that, right? People do not value in ETH. They value based off the last sale and convert their price back to ETH. ETH dips will also definitely affect the Sorare market. Also, the reason for the ETH dips should be considered when considering, market prices. For example, if we're going into a recession, that will and that should affect Sorare prices, like it affects pretty much every other price on the planet. I can already hear you ETH valuers screaming at the screen saying this is absolutely nonsense. Look at this poll, look at this stat. Our good friend of the channel, Genesis, put up a nice poll on Twitter. Fundamentally, how do you value your Sorare gallery? In fiat or in Ethereum? There was about 300 votes and it was split absolutely even. So if I'm saying 99% of people actually value in fiat, why do only 50% think they value in fiat? Why do 50% think they value in Ethereum? I think people are just getting completely confused between value in Ethereum and converting everything back to ETH or Ethereum. So let me run you through an example. I completely track this value in Ethereum. My value has gone from 2 to 3 ETH to 16 ETH. Why do I track that in ETH? Because I think ETH will be more valuable in time, so I'm happy to collect ETH. But the key difference here is I will not value my player based on the value of ETH. I will adjust that back to a fiat price, because like I said, if ETH drops 50% in value, if it drops 60% in value, you are not getting a 60% reduction. It will be similar to the ETH or to the fiat price that was for the last sale, because that is how the market values. There's no two ways about it. The idea that people convert everything back to Ethereum, they send offers in Ethereum, they know exactly how much it is in ETH on the day, that is not valuing in Ethereum. That is converting back to Ethereum. That has been a long-term believer of Ethereum. That's absolutely brilliant. I love that. I'm very pro that myself, but please don't confuse that with valuing in Ethereum. If you truly think you value in Ethereum, let me know, right? Because in 3, 6, 9 months time, I'm going to come back to you and ask for the card at the same value it is today. And that's not how it's going to work, because they will adjust their price back to fiat. I know people aren't going to agree with this. I know it's probably not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. No one is offering these massive discounts. You can see situations of this, but the only real case you can see situations of it is in the unique market. And again, it falls back to that kind of Board Ape analogy, where if 80, 90% of your buyers value in ETH because they have a massive store of ETH, they're crypto millionaires, which are a lot of these unique players are, then the market that's going after your card, the buyers of that market are valuing that, and that's fine. The only time I really think people can say they value in ETH is potentially the unique market on Sorare. In for a penny, in for a pound. The ETH haters, the fiat lovers, they would love to hold their gallery value. They would love everything converted to fiat. Let's scrap Ethereum completely. I think this is absolutely nonsense. I'll say it now, right? The whole reason Sorare was born was because you can guarantee ownership. It is based on the blockchain. You can see recent transactions. You can read APIs which feed into data, that feed into Sorare data, which will make your Sorare mega. This is a complete package, right? However, if you do not believe in Ethereum, I do not feel that you should be forced to hold your value in Ethereum. If you think it's going to be worth nothing in 6, 10 years time, 1 year, 4 months, whatever you think, absolutely fine. I think you should be able to hold your value in fiat. Occasionally I'd like that too. You know, for me, I'm quite bearish on Ethereum right now. I don't really want to transfer it to exchange and have the hassle where I can't really get a deal if it comes up. But the reason I don't think they're doing that is this whole compliance issue. In order to do that, they would need to be an exchange. They would need to be able to convert Ethereum into sterling. This would open up so many issues. It would cause money laundering issues. You'd need CCD on all clients, because realistically, if someone had corrupt funds, you know, Ethereum that was used for selling drugs, they could convert it on Sorare into a card, back into fiat, take it to a bank. They would sell, I sold this card. Everyone would be, you know, nonetheless, you just let money laundering slip through. I would love to see fiat. Alternatively, stable coins. I can hear a lot of the debates for stable coins, but we really need to be serious about these stable coins. They are not as stable as people see. We've already seen that this year with Terra Luna. It is a dangerous market. It is not risk-free. Alternatively, you know, which stable coin do you use? USDC, UST. There's so many different variations, and there's so many different currencies. This is a global game. You should be using cryptocurrency. So to conclude, players do not value in Ethereum. Everyone bases their valuations off the last sale. It's completely natural, but these last sales are impacted by the Ethereum price movements. Your gallery valuation is affected by this movement. Your balance on the exchange is affected by ETH movements. So yes, it does have an effect, but ultimately the large majority of valuation is in fiat. You can see this, for example, because no one's selling cards at a 50% discount to what they were last month, because 1 ETH would still be 1 ETH. But people confuse valuing in ETH and converting to ETH. Lots of us are ETH enthusiasts, lots of us believe in cryptocurrency long term, where if you can stack ETH in the long term, you're going to be much better off. That's absolutely fantastic. I completely believe in that. On the other side of the coin, people do not believe in Ethereum. Not everyone believes in it. You know, it's a cryptocurrency. It's, you know, it's not physical. You can't touch it. Completely understand that. There should be some method for them to avoid cryptocurrency exposure as much as they can if they don't want to. but it's a regulatory absolute nightmare for Sorare. I can see why they can't do it, but let's be clear, do not take Ethereum out of the game completely. You have proof of ownership, you have so many cool concepts, right? It is what birthed Sorare. Without it, it would just be another football index, another footballing product which has no ties, no physical backing. People will not be putting the same amount of confidence, the same amount of money into this game. That's how I would say it. Yes, people have different opinions on that last bit. Feel free, but that's how I feel very, very strongly. And I think a lot of the majority would believe me. Of course, I know a lot of you won't have liked this. Please feel free to, get into some healthy discussions in the comments. I'll try and be, as, on the fence as I can, as impartial, as polite, but it is something I am very passionate about and, believe in my beliefs 100%. Ultimately, if you did like this, please leave a like, please subscribe, and all the best to you. Just have as much fun on this game as you can. Don't overcomplicate it. I know I've probably said the exact opposite to this and this, but the best way is to just do what makes you happy.